All right, it's day 2 of slab making with clay. Today I'm going to focus on making a pattern. Last class was a carving. As you can see right here, I'm wedging my recycled clay, and then I smacked it around. I sped it up a little bit. Make sure you wedge it about 15, 20 times, and then smack it around like I'm doing here to really get that air bubbles out. And then I'm using the palm of my hand. I'm getting emotional. I'm smacking it out. This is and then I can use a highlighter pen, some type of pen like that to roll it out if I have it. Or you can use the pizza style of just throwing it like how at an angle like I'm doing right here. I like that way the best, but if you can't do that, try to find yourself like a little dowel, a marker. Anywho, I put that design on top of my clay, and I'm using a paper clip just to cut that bad biscuit out. Just like a cookie. Getting emotional. Cutting it out. And then once I've got it cut out, I'm going to smooth it out. So you want to have a container so you can have some water. Wring that sponge out good. And then wipe it down, that clay. Just lightly wiping it down. Getting emotional. Smoothing out the edges. And then once I've got it pretty good, I'm going to start finding some stuff to make some stamps. I'm just looking for stuff around the house. I'm in the class, so I was just getting stuff around the class. I got a Sharpie there, paintbrush, popsicle stick, and I'm using a popsicle stick like a ruler so I can mark out my little dots, make them all straight. You don't have to do this, but I think it looks cleaner, and I want this to be like a pattern, so have a little thought to it. This is probably the easier one. It is the easier one. But take your time. Make it look good. And if you mess up, not a big deal. Just wedge your clay back up and start over. And see how I'm just stamping it out? I'm using this little tool I found in the classroom. A little thin point Sharpie right there with the cap on. What is that? Oh, a nail. And then boom. Look at that pattern. It's coming along. I'm almost there. Boom. Then I used a slab this time. Instead of using a ball of clay, I used a slab and just kind of rolled it. And I want it to kind of look crazy like this. I don't want it to be all even. I want it to have some character. And I'm scoring it. Remember, scratching it with dipping my little paper clip in the water, scratching it, repeating that, so I create this mud. Look at that mud that's being created. You have to do this, because if you don't do this, most of the time, 90% of the time, your stuff will fall off in the kiln. The kiln will tell the truth. There's a little science. You just got to do it. And then see how I scored both things. I put it on. I got emotional. I'm going to go back with a paintbrush and stuff and clean it up around it, make it look clean, sponge it. Yeah. And then after I get it all clean here, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put a lizard on it. You don't have to do this. You could put something else on it. You don't even have to put anything else on it, but I'm just adding a little extra pizzazz to this sculpture, to this piece of artwork. And so what I did is I rolled out a coil, and I kind of angled my hand so it made it sharp. And then on the fatter side of this coil, I'm just twisting it with my one hand and then pinching it with the other hand to create the head of the lizard. And then I'm using my pointer finger, kind of rolling it back and forth to create those eye ridges. And then I just roll up a little piece of clay and shoved them in for the eye, which I think I left out on this video. I'm sorry about that. But you see I scoring the lizard as well, the belly, and putting it onto that. Less chance of it falling off. The only thing I don't really score is I don't score the legs because they're so small. I just kind of work them in with my finger. And then as you can see right here, I'm using that tool to kind of break apart the end of the leg to make it into toes. So I rolled up the end of the leg like a ball. It's hard to see on this video. I made this video during class, so this is the actual live footage from last class. So, boom, I just did that I'm just repeating the same thing. I roll out little coils, work them into the lizard, and then at the end, I'm just using that tool to spread apart to create those toes. And then I'm going and cleaning it up. I even add legs on the back side of this bad biscuit, so it's really, if you look at this, it'll look from different angles, it'll look real. And that's it, folks. Make sure you have your name on it. And today we'll do number 3, your free one.